Rings, simple circles of metal, yet throughout history they've held a power far beyond their size. More than just adornment, rings have acted as symbols, talismans, and even tools of control. Ancient civilizations, from the Egyptians to the Romans, recognized the potent symbolism embedded in these circular bands. These early rings bore intricate designs, each telling a story or signifying social standing. A ring could denote wealth, authority, or even marital status, silently speaking volumes in a world often defined by visual cues. The very shape of the ring, a continuous circle, holds significance. It speaks to eternity, to cycles of life and death, to the unending flow of power. This intrinsic link to the infinite imbued rings with an almost mystical quality. It's no surprise then that rings became associated with oaths and promises. The unbroken circle symbolized unbreakable vows, making rings potent symbols in ceremonies of marriage, allegiance, and even dark pacts. But the power of rings extended beyond the personal. Rulers and leaders adopted rings as emblems of their authority. Signet rings, engraved with a family crest or personal insignia, were used to authenticate documents and commands. A simple impression of the ring in wax or clay carried the full weight of the ruler's power. This practice underscored the tangible influence these small objects could wield. As centuries passed, the symbolic weight of rings only grew. They became intertwined with legends of mystical beings and powerful sorcerers. Rings were no longer just symbols of earthly power, they became conduits to something more, something beyond the grasp of ordinary mortals. Few rings in history hold the legendary status of King Solomon's ring. This ring, said to be crafted by divine hands, granted Solomon power over the natural world and even dominion over demons. Ancient texts recount how Solomon used the ring to command spirits, control the elements, and gain wisdom beyond human comprehension. Whether rooted in historical fact or embellished through generations of storytelling, the legend of Solomon's ring cemented the idea of rings as vessels of extraordinary power. The ring became a symbol of ultimate control, the ability to bend the very fabric of existence to one's will. It's a potent image that continues to resonate, influencing countless tales and even modern interpretations of magic and power. The legend of Solomon's ring transcends mere folklore. It speaks to humanity's enduring fascination with the possibility of wielding such power, of tapping into forces beyond our understanding. The ring, in this context, becomes the ultimate key, unlocking hidden potential and granting its bearer mastery over the unseen world. While the existence of Solomon's ring remains a subject of debate, its impact on our collective imagination is undeniable. The ring serves as a powerful archetype, reminding us of the alluring and often dangerous allure of power in its most absolute form. The allure of the ring's power didn't escape secret societies that emerged throughout history. These organizations, shrouded in secrecy and ritual, adopted rings as potent symbols of membership and allegiance. The Knights Templar, the Freemasons, the Illuminati, each group embraced the ring as a way to identify their own, to distinguish initiates from the uninitiated. These rings often bore unique symbols and markings, a secret language understood only by those within the society's inner circle. A ring could serve as a passport of sorts, granting access to hidden knowledge and clandestine gatherings. More ominously, rings could be used to enforce loyalty and silence. The threat of exposure, of being stripped of one's ring and cast out, held immense power over members. The circular shape of the ring, in this context, took on an added layer of meaning. It spoke not only of unity but also of confinement, of being bound to the society's will. The ring served as a constant reminder of one's oaths and obligations, a subtle yet ever-present symbol of the society's grip on its members. The use of rings by secret societies highlights the dual nature of these seemingly simple objects. They can represent belonging and shared purpose, but also control and the potential for abuse of power. In the wrong hands, a ring becomes more than just a symbol. It becomes a tool of manipulation and coercion. The legacy of powerful rings extends even to our modern world. The Catholic Church, for example, continues the tradition of the fisherman's ring. Each newly elected pope receives a unique ring bearing the image of St. Peter casting his net. This ring signifies the pope's authority as the successor to St. Peter, the fisher of men. Upon the pope's death, The ring is ceremonially destroyed, symbolizing the end of his reign. But what if the concept of powerful rings extended beyond historical traditions and religious symbolism? What if in the hands of modern leaders and influential figures, rings were once again being designed not just as symbols of authority, but as tools of control? Imagine a ring, sleek and minimalist in design, worn by a powerful CEO. This ring, however, is no mere status symbol. Embedded within its metallic band is cutting-edge technology, capable of influencing the wearer's thoughts and emotions. Subtle cues delivered through carefully calibrated electromagnetic pulses could steer the CEO towards decisions that benefit a select few, all while maintaining the illusion of free will. Or consider a ring worn by a charismatic politician, its gemstone pulsing with a soft hypnotic light. This ring, designed to tap into the power of persuasion, could subtly influence the emotions of those around the wearer. Speeches become more impactful, policies more palatable, all thanks to the subtle manipulation emanating from that seemingly innocuous piece of jewelry. These are just two hypothetical examples, but they illustrate a chilling possibility that in an age of rapidly advancing technology, the line between symbol and tool, between adornment and weapon, is becoming increasingly blurred. The rings of power, once relegated to the realm of myth and legend, may be closer than we think, and in the wrong hands, they could have profound implications for the future of our world. After all, some rings, it seems, are designed not to be worn, but to rule.